Hi, hope you all are doing good and taking good care of your health. The topic that I am discussing in this podcast is about fast fashion, circularity, blockchain, traceability, and why traceability matters in making fashion supply chain sustainable. The fast fashion model is a streamlined system involving rapid design, production, distribution, marketing, and disposal, which means that retailers can push smaller quantities of greater product variety and allow consumer to get more fashion and product differentiation at a low price. According to Business Insider report, fashion production comprises 10% of total global carbon emissions as much as the European Union. It dries up water sources and pollute rivers and streams, while 85% of all textile go to the dumps each year. Even washing clothes release 500,000 tons of microfibers into the ocean each year, the equivalent of 50 billion plastic bottles. The Qantas International 2018 report found that the three main drivers of the industry global pollution impacts are dyeing and finishing 36%, yarn preparation 28%, and fiber production 15%. The report also established that fiber production has the largest impact on fresh water withdrawal and the ecosystem quality due to the cotton cultivation, while the dyeing and finishing, yarn preparation, and fiber production stages have the highest impact on resource depletion due to the energy intensive process based on the fossil fuel energy. According to the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change, emissions from textile manufacturing alone are projected to skyrocket by the 60% by the year 2030. The two most important actions required to make the fashion industry sustainable are bringing transparency in the supply chain and providing digital credentials for consumers to choose sustainable products. The way is to give digital identity to clothing through digital mapping and credentials. The ultimate aim of digital mapping is to cut down waste, bring more transparency in the supply chain, providing the authenticity and bringing social change. The blockchain and the big data could help in mapping the path for making the fashion industry circular. The circular model is based on minimizing wastage and reuse of materials, and without digital mapping, it is impossible to adapt circularity in the fashion industry. Blockchain technology allows authorized user to submit data and validate information which is unable to be manipulated by a single party. So when there is a record of an event occurring and associated data is logged into the chain, that event is unchangeable, and a record of the event occurrence can be viewed across permissioned networks based on agreed upon privacy settings. This means we can retrace the entire history of the object on the supply chain, maintaining a validated log of events available to the permissioned user at the touch of a smartphone. This functionality is relevant and useful for recycling since it provides a fundamental foundation for any verifiable and defensible claim that might be made about the product. If regions and industries are to effectively transfer from a linear economy to a circular one, the interconnecting of data can be the spark that catalyzes them into self-perpetuation. Within these new ecosystem, traceability mechanism and chain of custody models can substantiate any content claims that the stakeholders within the value chain may wish to make. Evidence points generated through these models and mechanisms provide evidence that recycled material or waste remains in play as a continuing resource and does not end up being stockpiled or enter the landfill. Additional transparency of material flows could allow industry and government entities to assess more data to build out reliable life cycle analysis and assess the environmental impacts of a product or value chain more accurately. There is untapped potential to drive efficiencies and reduce cost with cross-industry blockchain applications for their supply chains. This enhanced layer of transparency on the blockchain also supports further data insights on the material flows, facilitate the prevention of fraud. Product provenance is becoming a requirement for today consumers. They want to know the products they purchase are produced with high level of environmental and social responsibility. Increased transparency over the production process enables the industry to share information with consumer that allows them to connect more deeply with the narrative of a product and buy in more fully to the values of a brand. Thanks for listening. Bye.